Gentlemen, awesome to be back with you on MGTOW Money. Today's topic, will you be crying like him? Before we get to that, thank you to the ongoing support from the Patreon supporters of this channel, the members of the MGTOW Money Army. Heads up, Patreon supporters, check your email. I sent you out a way to pick up an easy $5 sitting on your on your sofa. I picked up a Shell gift card very easily. Won't take any time at all. Do it. Again, check your email today. Men, check the video description today. Become a Patreon supporter of this channel. On to today's topic, will you be crying like him? Men, my career, if you will, my work life, better way of putting it, goes back to my teens, early teens, actually. And so as also part of my work life, I was able to encounter probably thousands of men at various points in their life. And unfortunately, I witnessed on more than one occasion a man in tears, literally crying. And specifically, a couple of those instances that I remember were specifically related to the following. They were crying because they had been told they had been laid off. They had been told they don't have a job there at that particular company anymore. Men, this should not be you. You should not be in a position to where you are crying if you have been told that you no longer have a job at that particular company or whatever task that you've been assigned to do. You need to be thinking about that, and you need to be thinking clearly about the future. I've already discussed about planning for the future, etc., but I'm going to go into some more detail relative to some questions that you need to be dealing with right now today. Starting with one, what if you do lose your job tomorrow? What are you going to do? What is the very first thing? Okay, so you walk into your job at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, whatever time it begins, and they say, well, hey, look, for whatever reason, you're going to lose your job. We got to close down the company. We got to lay off staff. Whatever it might be, you're out of a job. What's the very first thing, men, that comes to your mind that you're going to do? This is extremely important. You need to be thinking practically. What are you going to do? Are you going to file for unemployment? Are you going to get your resume together? Do you already have another job lined up? Do you already have other ideas that, hey, I'm already thinking about leaving anyway? The point being, men, is that a problem anticipated is not a problem. It's an opportunity. You can move through this. You don't have to be that guy who's sitting there crying his eyes out. I have seen this. This does not have to be you. Next, how long can you live with no income from your job? 0. So you've got no income coming from your job. How long can you live? How many days? How many weeks? Could you even live 2 hours? Can you pay your bills at all? The point being, you need to quantify. You need to come up with a number. I can go 6 weeks without getting any other income from my job. Okay, so what are you going to do on after 6 weeks and 1 day? What are you going to do? What is your plan beyond that time period, whatever that definable time period is? Maybe it's a year. Okay, so let's say you're going to spend a year. You have no outside income coming in. What are you going to do after that year to get money coming in? Have you thought about this? Again, you need to quantify how long can you live with 0 income. This is critical because obviously the shorter the time frame, the more seriously you need to think about this. If you can go 10 years and not have any outside income, you can probably sit back and relax and click off this video and not listen to it anymore. However, if you say, hey, look, I can probably only go a couple of weeks, maybe you need to listen pretty closely. Next, what would you do if you had a $1,000 automobile repair bill or a medical bill or whatever it is? Just some sort of bill that needs to be paid right now, today. What would you do? Because evidently, and I'll include a link to the article, 61% of American households, in other words, nearly 2/3 of American households do not have, again, according to this article, do not have $1,000 in savings to cover it. That is a very tough position to be in if you don't have $1,000 to cover a major medical expense or a car repair bill, etc. That is a very tough position to be in. I was there, though. Let me be clear. I have been there. I didn't have 10 cents to put towards a bill. However, I have realized the importance of thinking ahead of what could I do? What resources could I pull from? Do I have a credit card that I could pull out of cold storage, if you will, that has at least $1,000 credit line? Do I have somebody who I know for sure who will put up $1,000 for me? Think about this now, today. Next, what action did you do? You heard me when I said action. What did you do yesterday? Not today, not tomorrow. Now, what are you going to do tomorrow? What did you do yesterday to either 1, save money, or 2, hustle money? Very simple. What did you do yesterday to either save money or hustle money? Did you sell something on eBay or Craigslist? Did you work an extra part-time job? Did you stop, if you have some sort of habit, did you stop buying stuff? Did you, for example, if you're a smoker, maybe you avoided buying a pack of cigarettes yesterday because you decided, hey, look, I'm going to stop smoking. I'm going to start saving money. Or maybe if you've got some savings, maybe you decided, hey, look, maybe if I move my savings from this interest-bearing account that's only getting like 1% interest, maybe I could get 2% interest somewhere else. Yeah, 1%, 2% is better than 1%. It's 100% increase. The point being is that what actions did you take yesterday, just yesterday, to save money or to hustle up some money? I've done numerous videos about ideas that you can do so. I highly encourage you, if you say, well, I really didn't do anything, you go back and listen to those videos. Number 4, if you could do what you want, where you want, with whom you want, how much money would you need? How much money would you need every single month, guaranteed, if you will, some sort of relative guarantee coming in? How much money would you need to do what you want, where you want, with whom you want? How much money is it? Is it $1,000? Is it $10,000 a month? Maybe it's $357.36 if you've got a very low budget. Or maybe it's $5,363.21. The point is, how much money do you need per month, relatively speaking, with some guarantee, if you will, coming in? Because that's going to be unique to you. And that's going to get you onto a target to the next point of, because you're going to stop crying and you're going to start thinking about what resources do you have today, right now, to start building yourself up to getting that monthly dollar amount coming in each month. So let me give you some very specific resources that I'm hoping you already have. 1, you're a MGTOW. If you're a MGTOW, and I've mentioned this before, if you are a MGTOW, you are very lucky. You are in a select company. Yes, you heard me correctly. You are very lucky because you are a man who's already chosen, I hope, to take on a life of, relatively speaking, minimal commitments. Factually speaking, a MGTOW is going to have a lot less commitments than a man who is engaged in a relationship of some sort, in particular if they're married or even just cohabitating with children, etc. Point is that you want to start thinking about right now, today, what resources do you have? What specific things do you have that can move you forward towards that number, that monthly amount that you need to start doing what you want, with whom you want, where you want? Don't make up stories. Think about specific talents and skills that you have that are unique to you. In other words, what things do you have, if you will, sort of figured out? Example, hey, maybe you can hang drywall better than any other man that you know. Maybe you're a scratch golfer, as one man mentioned to me, who commented, who sent me a message and that type of thing. Or maybe you can speak a foreign language really well. The point being is, how can you monetize that skill or talent? Could you create a YouTube channel that costs you nothing? Could you create a Kindle book and start selling it, again, to create money from it? Could you just put up a flyer or something about some sort of talent that you could offer? Or how about you just got a lot of extra time around? Maybe you're only working part-time, you're looking for additional work. Why aren't you picking up some sort of gig type work, whether it be driving for Uber or Lyft, like I've mentioned before in the past, or doing some sort of temp work, as I have done decades ago? The point being is that you are using those talents and skills that you have. You're using the resources that you have today to move you forward. You can do this, men. You have a lot of capital, if you will. You have a lot of assets that you can deploy today and make them even greater into the future. In 10 words or less, men, don't be that man who's crying. That doesn't have to be you. Gentlemen, as always, I hope you found this useful. Hit the like button if you did. John Galt out.